Hello again, and welcome back to Discover with Pharrell, your number one online TV show in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm so glad you guys have time to just come here, have some fun, discover yourselves and everything. So thank you so very much for the support you showed my last video. If you've not watched that video, please just go back. You know, just watch that video. The link is there. The link is there. My last video. I was explaining, my transition from Kenya to the United States and how my interview went and how my DV lottery, my DV program went on. And I'm so grateful that you got a chance to watch that video. And today I have another interesting video. This story is amazing. And this story is so funny because most of us, back home, back in Africa, back in, wherever country you're coming from, you have those mental pictures of what America will be like if you come here. The land of milk and honey. You'll be milking. You'll be having a lot of money. You'll be having a lot of honey everywhere. You always think that, when I land there, opportunities just come calling me. The houses come, the cars come, everything, the money, yeah. So just be ready for the juice because it's coming. Okay. So before we continue, if you've not subscribed, please do so right now. I'm just gonna give you a minute, okay? I'm just gonna give you a minute because this juice, it needs a subscription and it needs people to hit that notification bell, right? We are discovering things, we are discovering ourselves, we are discovering our environment, we are discovering so many things. And that's why this channel is called Discover with me, Pharrell. Okay, I help you discover so many things. And right about now, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers and everybody. And thank you guys for the support. And so now, where I'll start this video from the point of entry. So after everything was okay, and now I was coming to the USA. Of course, I had my visa stamped, and now I've reached here. So my first point of entry was okay, direct here in Atlanta, Georgia. And so when I reached the airport, they had to ask for my, all those documentation. I gave them my passport, and then they told me to sit down somewhere. I was like, man, what is going on here? They had to double check everything, and then they called me, and then they stamped my visa or my passport in that case. And they told me, I think they stamped something, DV visa or something like that. And they told me, welcome to America. You know, of course, they kind of asked me some few questions. I can't even remember them because I was so nervous. This is a new country, and the person who was interviewing me was a black man, and he was like, "Oh, how is Africa? Why do you want to come to the USA?" I was like, "Man, yeah, I just want to come and explore and see how people live here. To see, to have a better life. Such kind of things." But I honestly don't remember what they asked me because they didn't ask a lot of questions. And then they stamped my visa, and then I just went and took my luggage, and here I was in America, breathing in new air, you know with a lot of expectations, with a lot of gusto and everything. So I landed. The first few weeks was just experiencing the new environment and getting acquainted with everything, and getting my documentation, that is the green card, getting my driving license, learning how to drive. And then afterwards, I wanted to get a job. I was so eager to get a job. When I was back home, I was working as an occupational therapist. And so I had really Googled like how much occupational therapists get here. So in my mind, I was like, man, if I go there, I would be working in an office, right? That was my idea. This this you're seeing right here, this you're seeing right here, that was my idea of American life. I'll be in the office, have my own, computer and everything. I'll be telling people what to do, and yeah, that was my perception. What a beautiful, beautiful morning. Thanks be to God. Thank you for this beautiful, beautiful day. Thanks for our nation. Righty, let's get to what? So, hey, Miss Secretary, can I have the minutes of the meeting that we had last time, please? You say they're in the computer? All right. Okay. So, can you get me the Minister for Health right here, right now? What time is he coming in? Okay, oh, he's here. All right. So, what is the status of the country because of this outbreak? What is the news so far? Can you just give me an update very soon? What are you talking about? Because you have the money, you have everything, you have the resources to do the testing. We need to do the testing right now. We need to know how many people have this virus. What is happening with you? Yeah, because the people love you. Everybody loves you. And we chose you because of that reason. You are an educated man. So just get right to it, okay? All right. I need to write a check to these people. So let me see. You said I have a call? No, I was not expecting any call. How urgent is the call? Okay. All righty, let's see. Hello? Oh, yeah, this is the president speaking. What can I do for you? Oh, Mr. Patel, how are you doing? Yeah, we're still holding on. We're still good. Everything seems to be fine. And so, well, that didn't happen because I tried applying for some jobs here and there, but they told me, "Do you have a license to practice in the USA?" And I was like, no, I don't have a license, but I have a license. I'm licensed in Kenya. I tried to produce my things, my certifications in Kenya, and they told me, no, for you to practice here, you have to follow our guidelines. You definitely need to go back to school and be certified here. Oh my God, my literal heart was crushed into thousand small units. And so I was like, wow, reality starts kicking in. Okay, I need to go back to school. All right. Well, I said, because I still have time, let me just find a job, and then, you know, I can continue to go to school later. And so, yeah, we went looking for a job. And my first job was what you're seeing right here. And so I got a job in a warehouse, and that was my starting point. And that job was so humbling, and I accepted it and I took it with all the positivity. Although I was disappointed, I was like, wow, people back home were calling me a doctor. And right now I'm coming and working in a warehouse, a job that I couldn't do back home, because I had a good education. I was doing so well for myself. I was seeing clients in the hospital or whatever. And then now here I have been demoted, you know, and now I'm starting from zero, zero, zero. So I remembered my story of how I used to work, at the construction sites, Mujengo and everything. And so I was like, let me just take the job. And so that was my first job. I was employed at a manufacturing company. So we used to make sunroofs for BMW. Oh, so it was like a conveyor belt. So you have to keep standing the whole day, like no sitting down, just you know how a conveyor belt works. You cannot even stop. The line is being fed. And so like that was my first job. And I worked in that company for like 6 months, and I was like, man, I'm so tired. And then I got another job in another company. And then I decided to go back to school, right? Because I wanted to just do better. And that's the beauty of it. If here you can just go to any work, you can start from somewhere, right? You can start from somewhere. If you come here, don't start saying, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. You need to have a starting point. Okay, you need to start a starting point. You get some money to pay for your bills. If you have like a car note, you have to pay for your insurance and everything. Or if you have a roommate or whatever, you're paying for your rent, you need some money. And so you can work on the side, and still you can go back to school, right? You can go back to school. And in my state, I think you needed to stay for more. Is it for more than 6 months or for more than a year, so that you can be like you can benefit from the state programs? That is like the fees you'll be paying, you'll be considered as a resident of that state. So you needed to stay in that state, to have stayed in that state for a period of time, I think 6 months above, I think so. And so, well, so before that, what I did, I took my transcripts, sent them to World Education Services so that they could evaluate them to the American system. And so when they came back, I had a 3 year. So in Kenya, I had done a 3 year program, diploma in occupational therapy. So when they evaluated my transcript, they told me I had a 3 year undergraduate program in the USA. So that was good. And so when I sent this information to the college that I was applying to, they told me they will take some of the credits. So that meant I didn't have to start from zero. And so if you're there and you're like, man, will I just start from zero? Just talk to the college you're applying to. You tell them I did this and this in my country. How can I do it? Right? So they'll tell you there are this and these bodies allow you a school in Kenya or wherever you come from to send your transcript to the evaluation body, and they'll be able to evaluate your transcript, and they'll give you the American grading system. And so that meant I didn't have to start from zero. That was amazing, right? And so like I started doing my prerequisites, and because the education system is actually different from back home, you have to do prerequisites so that you can join the program that you wanted to join. And then I finished them. I finished all my prerequisites, and then I was going to apply to the program, but I didn't apply because I wanted to change to something else, because this is America and you can do so much more. You can do great things, you can do a lot of things. And so I was levitating towards something else. And so, yeah, so my first job was actually a surprise to me, because the amount of money that I had envisioned in my mind that I would be making was nowhere near that. And the milk and honey that I was promised out there was nowhere to be found. It was all but a fallacy, right? It was all by, a glorious, glorious fallacy. And when you hit here, when the plane hits hits the tarmac here at the airport, that's when you realize, oh my goodness, okay, you have to work for that milk and honey. It's all in the mind. That's what I say. You have to work for your milk and honey. Nobody will just come and give you these visions, these dreams and everything. You have to work for yourself. And so I took that gloriously. I took the jobs that I did in a way that, you have to start from somewhere. I worked as smart as smart as I could, as hard as I could, and in the process, still working towards my goal, my vision, and what I have, I have to do in the future. And so, yeah, always there's always a place to start. You don't start from the top coming down. You start from down going to the top. It's only a small percentage of people who start from the top. And so, guys, don't despise your humble beginnings. Yeah, don't despise your humble beginnings. And so this is the funniest part. And so, like, my buddies and my friends, that we went to school together, maybe in high school, in college. We were like, what are you doing? Are you still practicing there? Hey, doctor, what's up? What's up? What's going on, man? And then, when I remember what I'm doing here, I'm like, oh, but I didn't hide. I didn't tell them that I was working in a hospital. My mother was like, how are the hospital jobs there? I was like, no, I'm not working in a hospital. And I think when you accept yourself and you accept what you are and what you're doing, there's nothing to hide. Like, you shouldn't be afraid of being yourself and letting people know what you are doing exactly. Because I've realized we have so many people there here, like, they work three, four, five, three, two, two, three, four jobs so that they can keep up. They can keep up, right? And they are leading a very, very, very fake life because they want to show people back home that they made it, and they don't want people back home to tell them, oh my God, the life you are living is not the life we envisioned. So just be yourself and live your life. And so, yeah, my first job wasn't like a dream job, but you work towards your goal and you work towards your dream, and that's a starting point. There's always a starting point. Like I said, I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm just trying to stress that point. Never despise humble beginnings. Okay, never despise humble beginnings. And people, you can see there, my book is out. My book is out. So if you've not supported me, please just go and grab a copy of this wonderful book, right? This wonderful book here. You can see it, From Grass to Grace. It's a story of my life. And guys, you can just go and have a copy. Just go read it. Even if you don't like reading it, this is a book I recommend. And I don't just recommend because I'm the one who wrote it. It's just because there are some things here that will help you out. There's some things here that will be like, oh my God. So I was also passing through this, and this guy made it, and this guy went through all these storms and everything. So please get a copy. You can see where you can get those copies from. Yeah, so guys, that was my first job, but I'm glad I am not where I was. I'm glad that I've made progress, and I'm glad that we are growing as a family, even this family, Discover with Pharrell. So, guys, if you have any questions, do let me know. Let me know. Let me know, and I'll be glad to answer them. Until then, have a very wonderful day. Have a very wonderful night, and I love you guys. And I will continue discovering ourselves. Thank you, guys, and have a great, great, great day ahead of you.